if it were actually another area of questioning that counsel was relying upon the Florida rules and intended to recall this witness, I think that would be a different situation. Counsel would ask for some offer of proof as to what these two recalls would be testified to.
Mr. Baez?
The issue is moot, Judge.
It's moot?
Yes, sir.
You don't intend to call them?
No, sir.
Okay. Very good. Anything else before we bring our jurors down? No? All right, we'll be in brief recess to line up the jurors.
All right, please. Hernandez is present in court. Hernandez is Lee and Teresa Anderson.
Good morning, Your Honors. All members of our jury are present.
Good morning, folks. Let me introduce a new colleague to the Superior Court that is sitting with me this morning, Judge William Barrett. Judge Barrett comes out of private practice. He had a practice in the field of law in Boston for many, many years, and was then selected and nominated by our governor, Governor Baker, to serve as a judge of the Superior Court, and recently was inducted into the court, and as part of our welcoming traditions, new judge.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Yes, sir. I started in law enforcement in 2006 with the city of Rock Hill in South Carolina. It's the fifth largest city in South Carolina, just south of Charlotte. In 2009, I was assigned to a forensic investigation unit. We utilized a system called Cellbrite to examine cell phone data. I was assigned to the United States Secret Service as a task force officer in 2000, I apologize, I believe it was 13 or 14, where I spent the last few years of my law enforcement career assisting law enforcement agencies, both state, federal, local level, investigate over 1,300 cell phones.
And what about doing work on computers and recovering?
Yes, sir. Same thing. That 1,300 number that I use in my CV includes both cell phones, computers, surveillance videos, all kinds of anything that stored electronic media. We were tasked with examining.
And have you taken multiple courses in this field of digital forensics?
Yes, sir. I have over 1,100 hours of forensic investigation training. Almost over 600 hours of that total is specifically assigned to digital forensics.
And have you testified previously in other courts of law in the area of digital forensics?
Yes, sir. I just recently testified in the county of Jackson, Missouri, and was ruled as an expert in that trial.
Okay. I'm going to dive right in, sir, and talk about the work you did in this case. Did you have an opportunity to receive and examine a hard drive known to be from the laptop of a Brooke Wilcox?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us quickly what you did and how you go about getting this information.
Yes, sir. The evidence was released and shipped to our office directly in Raleigh from Boston Police Department. We received a hard drive that contained what's called an EO1 image. It's an in-case forensic image. It contains all the data that was recovered from that drive, more than likely by the original law enforcement examiner.
So it's like a mirror hard drive?
Similar, yes, sir.
Okay. Please continue.
Yep. We ran that that data through several different types of software. One would be access data. It's called Forensic Toolkit, FTK. We also ran it through a system from Magnet Forensics called Axiom.
Okay. And did your examination generate any reports?
Yes, sir.
Okay. May I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm handing you a binder that's yet to be identified. Does this appear to be your report?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is this of the computer that you did purporting to be Brooke Wilcox's computer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'd like to have this marked, if I may, Your Honor.
As an exhibit or for identification?
As an exhibit.
Any objection?
I said be marked just for identification so we see exactly what's going to be put into a rather large document.
All right, we'll receive it for identification. Here it is.
I'm showing you now exhibit E. Okay? All right. E stands for easy, okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's do this easily. Let's talk about the searches that were run on July 16th, 2012. Do you have those before you, sir?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. Were there any searches run for any type of shootings that evening?
I believe so.
Early morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I remember we had an issue with this UTC time. Did you have a chance to have it done in Eastern Standard Time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury the brief overview of the searches that were run on that morning?
Yes, sir. We have, I believe it was a total, let me just verify that. In this record, we have 15 different Google searches. All these searches were completed using google.com. This specific report doesn't outline, or apologies, it does outline which browser was used. So Google Chrome and Internet Explorer were observed in these records as being the operating system or program that was used to search for google.com. We have a couple different searches. The first one that we can see that somebody actually, it was called an original search query, which means someone actually typed that into the Google search engine. Breaking news in Hartford, that was actually the things that they typed were breaking news in HARTF, and then of course Google auto-populated Hartford into that and guessed that that's what the user was typing.
What time was that done?
That one was done at 6:58 a.m. and that is corrected for Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, 6:58 a.m. Not later on in the evening.
No, sir. That was in the morning.
Okay, please continue.
Yes, sir. The next one that we actually have a search for that someone actually typed in shooting in HAR, and Google guessed that the person was searching for shooting in Hartford. That search was completed at 7:07 a.m.
Okay, please continue. Now, before you continue, you can't say who's running these searches, right?
No, sir.
Okay. And even whether it's one browser or another, you can't really make any determinations based on that. You can just say this browser at this time and this computer at this time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
There's another search that did not provide us that the original search query, so we don't know how exactly this information was put into Google, but we have a record for shooting in Hartford last night, and that of course was on the 16th at 7:07 a.m.
Okay, and then continue.
We have another one for the shooting in it's HARTF, again at 7:07 a.m. We have a search for breaking Boston news at 7:09 a.m. On the 16th at 11:54 a.m. we have a search for Aaron Hernandez.
Okay, and is that a Google search?
That is from google.com, yes, sir.
Okay, what else?
The next one we have at 11:56 a.m. someone searched for, we actually have a original search query, so someone actually typed this into google.com, Aaron Hernandez address.
Okay, and that is at what time, 11?
That would be 11:56 a.m.
Okay, continue.
We have a Google search at 11:56 a.m. Within Internet Explorer for Aaron Hernandez address. At 4:25 p.m. in the afternoon, we have a search for www.gucci.com within Google.
Okay, what else?
4:25 p.m. we have another search for www.gucci.com.
Let me stop you there.
Yes, sir.
So you've got searches being run early in the morning at 6, 7 a.m., right?
Yes, sir.
And then another sitting around 11 a.m.
Yes, sir.
and then another sitting at 4.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So someone's on the computer at different stages during that day?
Correct.
Okay. Let me just fast forward if you can.
Yes, sir.
These Gucci searches, are they for any specific type of clothing?
Yes, sir. They're searching for men's shoes, specifically sneakers, on Gucci.com.
Okay. And then does there appear to be another relevant sitting later on that afternoon?
Yes, sir.
Or evening?
Yes, sir. At 6:26 p.m., we have this will be from Internet Explorer's History, a search term for Boston, or shooting in Boston.
Another sitting at 7:30 p.m.?
Yes, sir. 7:30 p.m. There was an original search query, so again, someone actually typed this into the Google search engine for Aaron Hernandez, and then it auto-populated to Aaron Hernandez's girlfriend.
Is there another sitting later on that evening?
Yes, sir. At 11:55 p.m., we have a original search query for breaking news in B, and then auto-populated to breaking news in Boston.
Judge, at this time, we would move these subject to redaction, this item into evidence as exhibit.
Subject to redaction, Your Honor, I just want to see what's in there.
All right, that'll be received. Nancy, 381? 381. Exhibit 381.
Okay, sir, did you then have an opportunity to examine a cell phone that was purported to be from an Alexander Bradley?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury how you got that and how that all went down.
Again, the Boston Police Department released that physical piece of evidence that was determined to be an Apple iPhone 5. It was shipped to our office in Raleigh, where we received it and completed an investigation and examination of it using a cell phone forensic software suite called Cellbrite.
Okay, is that the latest version of the software?
Yes, sir. Prior to doing any examination using that software, we verify that Cellbrite has released any updates, and if so, we install those updates to make sure we are using the current version. It's very similar to what law enforcement does.
And did you generate any reports as a result of this
Yes, sir.
forensic examination?
Yes, sir.
Okay. May I approach the witness? You may. I'm showing you a white binder that has a document, numerous pages, that says extraction report. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. May I have this marked for identification first? 4F. All right, this is FFFF. All right, I won't tell you what that stands for. Now, on the extraction report, sir, when you have that, did we ask you specifically to pull something for just a certain type of text messages?
Well, the first report that we did when we completed the extraction on January 25th, we pulled all available data.
Okay. And this is a condensed version only of a certain thing, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This report contains only those items that were recovered that had been deleted by a user.
Okay. So all these pages here are deleted text messages and other items?
Yes, sir. All the fields on these, every one of these pages has a field that is titled deleted, and it is marked as being a true indicator, which would indicate that it was deleted.
Okay. So I can show this to the jury real quick. I'm going to put it up here on this screen. I'm just going to pull a random page, sir, and if you can kind of tell us what certain fields mean.
Can you zoom out just a hair?
Oh, sure.
There we go. So we'll take, that is item 225. It is a type of chat message. Cellbrite recovered it as a deleted MMS message or a multimedia message. The first column...
You can touch the screen, it says
Okay,
touch screen.
sounds good.
It marks it up.
So we see here, it's marked as a deleted SMS message. That is actually what I typed into it to tag that message.
All right, I'm zooming it in
Okay.
a little better. Okay, go ahead.
So this is the tag that I created so that we could keep track of what it was. This is a deleted MMS message or multimedia message. We can see in this field, that is when we actually tagged it. This is our indicator field for it being deleted. And we can see that it is from an iMessage directory using that phone number. And then we see the participants of that field. When items are deleted, we recover only portions of them sometimes. In this case, we only recovered a very slim portion of data. We see that there was the body of the message, and then we see the participant in that message.
Okay, I'm going to show you another text message at this time. I'm going to zoom in. I'd like to draw your attention to item 1084.
Yes, sir.
Can you please explain this text message to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury and what we're looking at?
So again, we see that this is a deleted SMS message or short message. The parties involved, we can see that it was recovered, that it was actually in the sent folder, and we can see that it was sent to this party that was stored in the contact directory.
So this party, that's their phone number and the word pick, would that be what that person is as their contact?
Yes, sir, that would be what the person's name is saved as.
Okay. And then go ahead and go through the rest, please.
Continuing across, we see that the date time of the message was sent, July 4th, 2013 at 8:38 p.m. And again, this is not in UTC, this is actually corrected for Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, so that's Eastern Standard Time at 8:38 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and now as it relates over to the message.
Yes, sir. We see that the status was sent.
Okay.
And we also see that the status indicator for deleted is actually deleted and recovered. And then we also have the body of the message here.
Okay, so this message was sent on this time to this person.
Yes,
right?
sir.
And that's the content of the message. I'm sorry, down here rather.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the message was deleted, correct?
Yes, sir.
Judge, at this time, we would move item FFF into evidence, subject to any redactions that counsel deems appropriate.
I'm welcoming the objection.
This is just the deleted one, the other one was everything, and the only other change was the Eastern Standard Time. It was just adjusted to that to get rid of the UTC.
Sure, I guess our position is subject to redaction. We've not seen this version of the report yet. It's obviously rather voluminous, so we need to go through and see what's relevant and what should be redacted.
We have no
Right.
issue.
Let's receive it as Exhibit 382, subject to redaction.
I have no further questions. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Hagan.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Green.
Good morning, sir.
I just have a few questions. Let's start first with the download you did of the laptop computer. Actually, you got a hard drive, correct? An in-case hard drive of some sort?
Yes, sir, we received a forensic image of that machine.
And what date did you do that forensic examination, sir?
I do not have that information with me.
Does February of this year sound about right?
Yes, sir.
And I believe you testified, Mr. Green, as to a number of the searches that you located in your forensic analysis. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to state that the original report that you gave to counsel, who then provided to the Commonwealth, you did not account for the UTC, the subtraction of 4 hours? Is that
Yes, sir, the
accurate?
very first report, yes, sir.
And just calling your attention to some of the things you just testified to, I don't know if you can find it in your report, but I'm going to place on the screen Exhibit 315 and a particular entry. I'll just ask you if you found that in your report as well. The entry is labeled as 22745. Can you see that on your screen?
If you go up, or I apologize, slide the paper down just a little bit. There you go.
22745.
Yes, sir.
Does that indicate a search on July 16, 2012, 11:15 a.m.? If you
Yes, sir.
subtract the UTC, that would bring us to 7:15 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to state that this search was for a shooting in Boston South End that leaves 2 people dead?
Yes, sir.
And is that one of the searches that you found in your download as well?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you didn't just testify to that with Mr. Baez just now, did you?
Do not believe we brought that specific item up.
And I'm just going to go to the top of this exhibit, exhibit number 315. Was this, to the best of your knowledge, a Chrome search?
Yes, sir. That was completed within the Chrome internet browser.
And just to be clear, I think you've already testified to, Mr. Green, there's a difference between the browsers that you can search on. You can either use Internet Explorer or you can use Chrome, and I think there's a few others that are beyond me.
Yes, sir. There are many
And
others.
Mr. Green, is it fair to state that people tend to be creatures of habit? People.
Judge, also speculation.
Sustained.
Mr. Green, do you have a favorite browser that you use?
Chrome.
Chrome.
Yes, sir.
Do you use only Chrome when you're doing searches?
Use as many as I can.
And prior to using Chrome, did you have any others that you used frequently back in the old days, maybe the early 2000s? Did you use Internet Explorer?
Yes, sir, we have.
And when you used Internet Explorer, that would be all you used, right? You wouldn't keep clicking between Internet Explorer and Chrome?
It depends.
And it's fair to state, Mr. Green, you did a full forensic download of this computer, and you were focusing on the internet searches, correct?
Well, we did not do the forensic download. Law enforcement completed that download and provided us the in-case forensic image.
Good point. So, but you then looked at the forensic image and did some type of analysis, correct?
Yes, sir.
And would it be fair to state that the majority of searches on this computer in that relevant time period of about a week before and a week after, those are mostly searches with Internet Explorer, correct?
Believe we did find more records for Internet Explorer.
More records for Internet Explorer. And this particular entry I just showed you was a Chrome search at 7:15 in the morning for a Boston shooting, correct?
Correct.
And then the later searches that you testified to on direct from Mr. Baez, those searches, and I'm calling your attention particularly to the evening searches around 6 o'clock at night, those were Internet Explorer searches, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to state there's really only a few Chrome searches, kind of early morning, maybe into the late morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Green, I want to move now to the work you did on the cellular telephone purportedly belonging to Alexander Bradley.
Yes, sir.
When did you do that search or that download of that device?
I believe it was January 25th of this year.
January 25th of 17?
Yes, sir.
And the report that you just identified that Mr. Baez showed you, that was just produced yesterday, correct?
Correct. That was,
Is that
if I may.
correct?
Yes, sir.
And I just want to call your attention to some of the testimony you gave about deleted files that you were able to recover, I think was your word, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to state, Mr. Green, as part of your analysis on this case, you looked at the Boston Police Celebrate report that was generated purportedly by Detective Kevin Witherspoon, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's fair to state that Detective, or Sergeant, I should say, Detective Witherspoon's report also contained all of those deleted files.
I believe so, yes, sir.
So it's not as if you were able to recover deleted files that he did recover, is that correct?
Would not be able to tell you exactly how many he recovered. All I can do is provide you what we recovered.
But you did see that his report had numerous deleted files?
Yes, sir.
And just so we're clear, Mr. Green, can you tell when a file is deleted?
No, sir. Not on this operating system.
And just as far as what you did find deleted, and I think we marked as an exhibit, at least subject to redaction, a rather thick packet of deleted files, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to state that the MMS messages on that phone had numerous MMS messages, correct?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to state, for those in the jury who may have forgotten from prior witnesses that we've had, that MMS messages are basically text messages that have a photo or data attached to it of some sort, correct?
They can actually, it doesn't have to have a photo attached. It can actually be a longer, just text document.
But it's a little different than an SMS. It has something of a little more meat to it, correct?
Correct.
And isn't it fair to state, Mr. Green, that the entirety of MMS messages on that device were all deleted?
I believe so, yes, sir.
And that's oftentimes done, is it not, to free up space in a telephone?
If you know, based on your training and experience, you may answer that.
I mean, there are many methods to free up space on a phone. You could delete your MMS messages to free up space, but there are many other areas.
And MMS messages that have photos and other data attached take up more space, correct?
They can, yes, sir.
And is it fair to state on your review of the various and numerous MMS messages that were deleted from Mr. Bradley's phone, some included photographs of children and things like that?
Yes, sir.
And all of those were deleted?
I believe so, yes, sir.
And just calling your attention now, sir, to the various text messages that were deleted. Did you have a chance to look at some of those?
I did not review every single one, but I did verify that they were in existence.
So I'm just going to call your attention to at least on the report from your original download, number 492, which I'd ask to be marked for identification. Let me just have this marked right here.
That'll be G.
Just going to show you what's been marked for identification only as GGGG. And I'm just have you focus on number 492, a sent text message, and tell me if I'm reading this correctly. You think that you cool find them 76ers Barkley posties on eBay for me? Did I read that relatively correctly?
Yes, sir, I believe so.
And according to your analysis, Mr. Green, that's a message that was deleted, correct?
I can't specify exactly what this came from. The header for the top of the page has been cut off, so I'm not 100% positive where that came from.
Okay, we can go to the individual pages, but the column on the far right that says yes, that indicates whether or not it's been deleted, right? And that's what we've been looking at the prior messages?
Yes, sir, in the prior messages. However, this one, the header is cut off of the top row, so I'm not sure what it came from.
Okay. Well, we can, do you have your report in front of you?
I do not have it, no, sir.
And I'll just pick a random page, Mr. Green. We're at page 144. I mean, there's messages here like, you good, yeah. Something about a tow happening. These are all deleted, correct?
Yes, sir, all those are.
I think I can find this one. Oh, and in fact, while I'm looking for that, Mr. Green, you had a chance to review the various iMessages as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
And those are a little bit different than text messages, SMSs, because that means, not to state the obvious, but one iPhone talking to another phone, or an Apple product talking to another Apple product.
Exactly, yes, sir.
And it's fair to state on this particular phone, every single iMessage was also listed as deleted.
Correct.
And without going through individual messages, sir, just calling your attention to the one I showed you with Barkley, I mean, is it fair to state that there's somewhat of a randomness to the text messages that were deleted? In other words, sometimes it's just something like buying sneakers that's deleted.
Also speculation. As to whether there's a randomness.
Why don't you rephrase that, if you would, Mr. Hayden?
Again, I'd rather not spend a lot of time going through the report, but that exhibit I just put up on the screen, talking about the Barclays, again, assuming that the right-hand category is your right-hand category deleted, does that look like it was a deleted file?
Yes, sir.
And that particular text, again, seems to be talking about sneakers on eBay.
Yes, sir.
And in your examination of that phone and looking at text and providing counsel with various texts or SMSs that were deleted, it's fair to state there were others like that.
Yes, sir.
Just talking about random stuff, correct?
Yes, sir.
Who knows what's random stuff? It's not just
Sneakers.
Sneakers. There were a lot of discussions about sneakers in these text messages, aren't there?
There were, yes, sir.
And almost every single one of those is deleted, right?
Correct.
Mr. Green, this is a little bit unfair because you may not know any significance, but I'm going to show you a page from your report as well. It's just a number of SMSs that are from your original report, not the one you just created. But there's a phone number here from 203-606-8969. Do you see that?
Yes, sir.
If we're on the same page. There we are. And there's various text messages back and forth from that number to this phone, correct?
Yes, sir.
And all of these are deleted, right?
All of those are deleted, yes, sir.
And did you become aware that that's actually Aaron Hernandez's cell phone number? Did defense counsel
I
advise
believe
you
so.
that?
Yes, sir.
And it's fair to state that, at least from what we see in the category to the right, the yes, all of those text messages were deleted too.
Can you rephrase?
All of the text messages that we're talking about from Aaron Hernandez's phone to what's purportedly Mr. Bradley's phone, those were also deleted.
If you go back up, I believe there were some that were from and to that were not deleted, that were from Mr. Hernandez.
I'm sorry, so some here are not deleted, but the other ones are?
Some of them are, yes, sir.
And Mr. Bai is placed on the screen, Mr. Green, and let me see if I can find it on your report. It probably be easier. So Mr. Bai has placed on the screen this particular page and asked you some questions about this text, correct?
Yes, sir.
I'm just going to call your attention to the page right before that. Calling your attention now to what's labeled as number 1091. This is an SMS message to pick from the owner of the phone, purportedly Mr. Bradley, correct?
Yes, sir.
Just tell me if I'm reading this right. Hey, Pick, Mass law says that any grand jury testimony can only be used for an indictment, but that is not admissible in court. Did I read that right?
Yes, sir.
Then another text, will his lawyer receive a copy of his indictment if went before a grand jury, and if so, would it say I testified before the grand jury? Did I read that correctly?
Yes, sir.
And then the answer back purportedly from someone identified as Pick is yes, lawyer gets transferred.
Correct.
And that's the day before the other text messages, correct?
I believe so.
Let me call your attention, Mr. Green, to page 140 of your report. Just to give you the entry number. Appears to be entry number 1062, SMS message, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I'm not going to say the N-word in this, but so it says, I listen little n, and listen real closely, and well, what your best move is to keep my name out of your mouth for a few reasons. One being you don't want me in a type of should I be on. Secondly, you ain't a street N, and the wrath I bring will have you telling the police and your mommy on my boy. Thirdly, I ain't never say a mither fucking word to the police about who shot me, LOL, dumb, and go read some law books. A civil suit is suing a person, it's not criminal. You can't find an article anywhere that says I told police that he shot me. Don't your dumbass know that if I told on him, he would have been charged with that shooting? Stupid. Watch your mouth and be careful, because I'd be around if that's how you feel. I'll confront you so you can tell me that, and that'll be what I'll be. Do some research on me. I never told and never will, young boy. Did I read that relatively correctly?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Green. I have no further questions.
Which one?
It's a page before.
Yes, sir. Mr. Green, all you got as far as the information that this is Brooke Wilcox's computer, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It doesn't, you don't know or can't testify that Alexander Bradley likes to use Chrome Internet Explorer, right?
That's correct.
And that Brooke Wilcox likes to use Internet Explorer.
That's correct.
Right? In fact, people search sometimes multiple search engines when they can't find it on one, right?
Sustained, I think you objected to that.
You, sir, you utilize multiple search engines, right?
Yes, sir.
For what reason?
It depends on what we're searching for. Forensically speaking, sometimes Internet Explorer is better than Chrome. It just depends on which one we decide to use.
Okay. And Mr. Hagan talked about deleted photos and stuff like that of children. Do you remember that question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. May I first witness? Do you know that there were lots of other photos deleted, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And most of which are some type of amateur porn?
Objection.
Sustained.
Were most of the photos that were deleted on that phone of other types of photos that didn't include children?
Overruled.
Yes, sir, they were.
Okay, lots of photos, right?
Yes, sir.
Lots of graphic news photos, right?
Sustained.
Your Honor, I would request a sidebar.
Come to sidebar.
Now, sir, Mr. Hagan showed you some text messages about what appeared to be some communications with an individual named Pick, right?
Yes, sir.
And these text messages are asking questions to Mr. Pick, I guess, or to this individual named Pick.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they're asking legal questions pertaining to a grand jury, right?
That's correct.
Okay. And the information that's being asked is to whether other lawyers will receive information that's given in a grand jury, correct?
Yes, sir.
I can have just a moment, Judge. I want to ask about a specific text I can't find. This text message here with the one containing all of the violent threats that Mr. Hagan read out loud, do you recall that? Okay. The one referring to have you telling the police and your mommy on me, boy. That one.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was deleted, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now also, you have experience as a police officer, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were a detective?
Yes, sir.
And in your review of these text messages, sometimes in a case, sir, I want to give you a hypothetical. Do drug dealers usually discuss specifically that when they're referring to drugs, do they call them drugs or do they sometimes call them innocent objects?
Overruled, I'll allow it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so like sneakers. Like, do you have those sneakers for me?
Objection.
Sustained.
Okay. Do they use certain items to describe drugs, to kind of talk in code, so to speak?
Overruled.
They can use slang terms, yes, sir.
Okay, slang terms, and sometimes they substitute words, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what may appear to be on the surface an innocuous conversation could in fact be actual drug dealing.
Objection.
No, I'll allow it.
Yes, sir.
No further questions.
Mr. Hagan? Thank you, sir. You may step down. Please watch your step. Testifies.
I think we need a 5-minute recess to set up for the next witness.
All right, we'll take 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen.